Hello guys and welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Ivan of Tabletop World, and in this video I'm going to show how I paint stone on Tabletop World models. Okay, so this will be the first in the series of tutorials in which we will cover how to paint different elements of tabletop world buildings. Things like stone, plaster, timber, windows, shingles, rusty metals, oxidized bronze, you name it. So without further ado, let's go! Okay, so we will start by base coating the model in grey color. I am using a mixture in 2:1 ratio of Vallejo Nato black and cold grey color. When you are spraying the model, make sure to hit the surface from all angles. That way you will get the maximum coverage. Now, if you don't have an airbrush, you can use the spray cans as well. In the next step, we will be using pure cold grey color to quickly highlight the model. Here, I'm picking out the plaster to make it easier to apply lighter colors later on. Now that we have our model base coated, it is time to add some variety to the stone by adding different brown colors. We'll start with Citadel Mournfang brown color. Take some of your paint onto the palette and dilute it with water. You want a watercolor consistency. Apply the paint to the separate stones. You don't have to be super tidy, but you should aim to pick out individual stones. It is also a good idea to have stones painted in the same color but different intensity. The more variety you get, the better. We tend to imagine stones to be grey, while in the real life they often come in a variety of tones and shades. Now I know this is time consuming, but it's worth the effort if you want to achieve high level of interest and realism. Try to be random, although our brains always tend to make patterns. Okay, so next, using Citadel XV88 color, we are going to repeat the same process, but this time picking out the different stones. The last color we are going to add to our walls is Agrax Earthshade from Citadel. I am using this paint directly from the pot and add water as I go. Now that we are done with our browns, we are going to dry brush the walls with Citadel Karak stone. Use the flat-shaped brush and wipe off most of the paint before applying it to the model. Okay, so next we are going to repeat the same process with Pallid Wych Flash from Citadel, but this time we want to wipe off almost all the paint. By applying a very small amount of paint, we want to highlight the raised surfaces and make the stone texture visible. Now that we are done with dry brushing, it is time to wash everything with Vallejo sand color. Water down the paint and apply it freely to the surfaces. This layer of paint serves as a filter and will blend everything together. It is a good idea to have a paper towel to protect the working surface because this step is pretty messy. Also, when you put the model down onto the paper towel, it will collect excessive paint. We don't want the bright color to accumulate in the recesses. Next, we are going to reintroduce some of the highlights which were toned down in this step. We will do so by once again lightly dry brushing everything with Pallid Wych Flash. Now we will start working on the shadows. We will apply Citadel Nuln oil to the different corners and bottom of the building. Try to imagine where would moisture accumulate in real life and paint those areas in darker color. You should constantly switch between Nuln oil and water and use water to gradually blend the paint outwards. This is also a great way to accentuate different elements of the building, like this window for example. You can also add some of the paint to the stones that are a bit sunken. This way you will achieve more interest and contrast. To add even deeper shadows, I decided to use watered down Vallejo Nato black color and apply it to some areas. Okay, next we are going to add green tint to different areas of the model. We will apply Athonian Camoshade, concentrating mostly on the areas where we previously applied black wash. This will give our walls the dampy weathered look we are going for. To add some richness to the green tones and give our walls that mossy look, we are going to dry brush some areas with Waaagh flesh color. Be very subtle and gradually add the paint. We are again concentrating on areas as in two previous steps. This is one of those situations when less is more. Okay, so now that we are done with our shadows, we are going to use Pallid Witch Flash to really make the model pop. First, we are going to reintroduce the highlights in the brightest areas. We will also use this opportunity to further emphasize certain details like windows, arch at the entrance, supporting stones and decorative relief. And for the final step, guys, we will be tracing some of the edges using the same color. You should concentrate on the corners of the building as well as on the details. You can also pick random stones and make them stand out. This will make your walls look really crisp and impressive. In the end, it's all about making your model interesting and pleasing to the eye. And there you have it, guys. We hope you found this tutorial useful, and if you did, consider supporting us by sharing and subscribing, and of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And now it's time for some final shots. Hello guys, and welcome to our YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's go! Okay, so this is the first in the series of tutorials in which we'll... Okay, so this... Tabletop World now...